Hey everyone, time for another review, another modification review. Today I'm going to cover a very simple modification, relatively simple in the grand scheme of things, and a pretty inexpensive modification, if there is such a thing on an airplane. I guess it's all relative, but what I'm going to cover today is a problem a lot of small Cessnas have, and that is you go to open your door and the door won't stay open because the latch wears out. So I looked around and I tried something that I saw online, saw some good reviews on, and that is the blue sky latch modification. So it's annoying when you can't keep your door open, especially if there's any kind of a breeze blowing and you're trying to keep your door open to get in and out and access the airplane. It's constantly blowing shut. Pretty simple. So what is it? Well, I've already installed it here, but it's basically a modification that is the little rubber catch, the little hard rubber strike, a little bit of hardware to put in there. That's kind of it. Right here is the contents of the package. That's what you get. So you buy two of them, one for each door, and you're good to go. Installation of it is pretty simple. The catch that's in there has two rivets, and you're going to drill those rivets out and pop the little clip there's a little clip that sets in back here, and you're going to just pop it out. You're going to drill the holes out a little bigger for these bolts, and then you're just going to bolt on with the attached hardware, bolt on this little catch, and put the nuts and bolts. They're very small, low profile. You may have to cut your weather stripping out a little bit like I did here. As you could see, I had to cut the weather stripping to make room for it. And then you're going to take your pin that's out here and you're going to cut it off, and then you're going to pound on with a mallet, going to pound on your striker. One thing I noticed that I would say to do is when you go to pound that on, take a little bit of epoxy, some super glue or something, and put in there before you pound it on, because what happened with mine is they catch so well it ended up pulling it off. So that's kind of annoying. But I would say, just to use a little bit of glue. The most difficult thing about this modification is the alignment. So with the original strike down there, it aligned a little weird. And what I ended up having to do is I had to end up bending this up and this to get it to where when you push it like that, it catches. That makes sense. So you got to do a little bit of work with the arm to get it to align. You can get them here on Aircraft Spruce, right here, $50-some. Not really that bad, all things considered, for a modification, until you think about what you're getting. Then you're like, that's pretty expensive for two little chunks of rubber. But overall, it works really well. Really well. Grabs the door. It takes a really stiff breeze. Super easy to operate. Holds the doors open. I got them installed on both sides. Bang, grabs the door, no worries. Simple, lightweight. These little rubber things here aren't part of it. They're little rubber hoses I put on there because I don't have catches on my windows anymore. So when you open the window will float up and set underneath there, and that was for photography. So all in all, a really good little modification. If you have trouble keeping your doors open, you might consider installing these blue sky latches. You can do it with a simple logbook entry as a minor modification. That's all that we did. And easy, I would say, probably took an hour to do both of them. Might be a little more than that depending on your situation. That was about an hour. About 30 minutes aside, had the thing done. I did it a couple of years ago, so they've held up well. Probably got about 3 years on them. Did it in 2019, and they're still holding. Obviously, if a part wore out, I'd just have to get another one. I do have a spare catch. This is the little pound-on strike. I have a spare one of those, but I highly doubt I'm ever going to need them. Anyway, thanks for taking the time to check this out. We'll see you on the next one.